Good morning, Maple. How are you this morning? We're going to take the X-T20 out and do some vlogging, so I thought maybe you'd like to start the vlog.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a fantastic morning. It's Matt from artoftheimage.com. I am out with the beautiful little Fuji X-T20. I'm getting some vlogging footage here. I want to try it out for vlogging, wanted to test it for vlogging, and I want to see on this beautiful fall morning. I thought, what a great morning to take it out, get some fall colors, and see how it works as a vlogging camera. I'm going to be taking some 4K footage here, some 4K video at the highest settings in the Fuji X-T20. I'm also going to be taking some still images, some photos, and I'm going to intersperse them throughout the video so you guys can see how the photos are. I'm also probably, I think, as an afterthought, going to do some screen grabs, some exports from the 4K video. We'll see if we can get them up online for you so you guys can see what the quality of the stills pulled out of the X-T20's 4K footage is. Just to give you guys an idea of where we are here, this is the road leading into Pittock Lake, or up at the lake here. I can't even remember what the name of this road is, but it leads into the parking lot at the top of the dam. This is where we're going to be walking along, and while we're at it, here's a bit of a test for you. Me holding the X-T20 while I'm filming and walking. I have it on a Gorilla Pod, so a little bit of help stabilization, but we'll see how well the lens does for image stabilization here. That's the hill that I just walked down while filming. Something I should probably point out here is I am just using the onboard mics for the X-T20 here. I want to give you an idea of what kind of sound you can expect from the X-T20. Now, I do have a Rode VideoMicro with me, and I'm gonna try plugging that in shortly and just give you an idea of what the difference in sound quality is when I switch over to the Rode VideoMicro. Still with the onboard mics on the X-T20, haven't switched over to the VideoMicro yet, but I just wanted to point out to you before I did that this is 4K. This is the highest setting for 4K on the X-T20, so this is the UHD, and I believe this one is the 30p, which I believe is the highest 4K setting on the X-T20. We'll take a look at the back on the settings and show you a grab shot in a second. Ran into a little hitch using the Rode VideoMicro. I've got it right here with me, but the pin end on it is a standard, I think that's a 3.5 mil if memory serves, your standard headphone jack, the kind of jack that would go into your cell phone, your iPhone, your Android phone, goes into my S7, but it's too big for the X-T20's mic jack. What it looks like to me when I'm looking at the X-T20 is that it has a mini pin, and I believe I have an adapter somewhere in the house. I'm gonna have to dig that out, but for this video, we're not gonna be able to test the VideoMicro on the X-T20. We'll have to do that in another test. Here's me trying to smoothly zoom in the lens from 18 to 55 down the trail. Handheld, using the GorillaPod, and I'm zooming out again back to the wide 18 end. It is a simply beautiful morning out today. Look at the colors on this fall autumn day. The shoreline here along the river is just beautiful. And it is not early morning, but we haven't had daylight savings yet at this point, so it's still nice, flattering early morning light for photos and video. You can hear the crows in the distance. That is the bridge up ahead in the distance. I'm sweeping along the riverbank. This is at the 18 mil wide setting on the Fujinon 18 to 55 2.8 to 4 lens. Beautiful lens. I love this lens, and it's a wonderful pairing with the X-T20. One of the things I like so much about the X-T20 is its size and weight, and it really does lend itself well to vlogging as far as size and weight are concerned. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the lack of a fully articulated screen, one that doesn't flip out or flip up, I cannot see myself at the moment. So you kind of have to guess at how I appear to you, whether I'm in focus, and whether or not I framed myself well. So that is a big limitation as a vlogging camera. As such, I'm not sure I would choose the X-T20 as my #1 vlogging camera, but as far as a film camera and a photo camera, it is a joy to use, and I continue to really like the X-T20 and really like the 18 to 5 2.8 to 4 lens, which I think, as I've said before, is one of the nicest kit lenses anyone has ever made.
Looking back down the trail, that's the trail we just walked up now. And I'm just gonna pan and sweep over to this cement. Something to do with the drainage sewage system here. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it's kind of cool. And I always kind of like the look of it when I'm in here. We'll zoom in here to 35. That's 35 on the 18 to 55. Just gonna grab a quick photo here. I always like the look of this here. You get some beautiful colors, and then look at the reflection in the water here. I'm gonna try zooming in handheld here. You could see the mirror image in the water there. It's just beautiful. Over here, we're closer to the bridge here now, and you could see the reds right across from me, across the lake, across the river I should say here. And just gorgeous, the colors that are coming out here for fall. I love fall. I think it's my favorite time of year. Autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. It is just beautiful. It's cool but not too cold this morning. It's crisp, it's sunny as the sun is coming up. It's a beautiful day. A little windy. It'll be interesting to see how the audio is from the onboard mics here. We are just coming up under the bridge, and this is the bridge overhead. That's it up there. You can hear probably the cars going over. It'll be interesting to hear again how the audio is with the onboard mics here. Got some interesting graffiti down here at the lake on the side of the bridge. Zoom in a bit and see how we can do, how the focus is picking that up and how it looks there for you. I don't know why I always find graffiti so interesting. I don't know if it's the colors or the artwork or just the raw expression of it. I'm not sure. It's just kind of cool. Continuing on up to the end of the path, at least at the end of where the road is, you can see there's more graffiti here along the edge of the side of this bridge support, wall, whatever you call these things. Kind of like this piece here at the end. It's kind of neat. Let's grab a shot. There's the path we just come up, and you can see we're sweep past the graffiti again, and here's where we're headed. And we are at the end of our destination here as far as where we're walking today with the X-T20. I'm dialing in the aperture as I walk here, which is nice on these manual lenses because you can do that. You can see there's the bridge we saw in the background in the earlier shots, and you can see where the path ends. Actually, if you go across that bridge and up a little on your left is Burgess Park, which is actually a really nice park to walk through, but we'll save that for another day because we are running low on battery juice for the Fuji X-T20. Speaking of which, remind me to show you, I have some batteries, some aftermarket batteries to show you for the X-T20, which I think are probably about the best deal on the market for quality versus price. And if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you probably already know which ones they are, but stay tuned, we'll open those shortly. And I'll grab a few shots and a few clips on the way back until the battery dies, and then we'll finish up the final commentary and thoughts on blogging with the X-T20 once we get back to the house and have a fresh battery and we're inside. Audio might be a little better then too. Gonna open up our aperture a bit as we're heading back down the trail. Once again, handheld. Got the Gorilla Pod on here, providing me some weight and some grip for an assist here as we're walking. Be interested to see how the lens, how the image stabilization in here handles the walking and how smooth this footage is. I can't tell right now because I'm walking. It is blowy right now, so I'm not sure what you can hear either. I just saw a mushroom on a tree. Not sure how close we're going to be able to get with the 55 on this 18 to 55, but I am zooming in right now, smoothly as I can. And there is a nice white cap mushroom on the tree. I'm just making that name up. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's a big white mushroom. Just wanted to point out too, some of you may be wondering why I'm wearing a toque and a winter coat when I did say it was a beautiful day. And it is a beautiful day, but it is November. This is what, November 4th, I believe, in Canada. And yeah, this is nice weather for November in Canada, but it was 5 degrees Celsius this morning. So I'm not sure how to convert that to Fahrenheit off the top of my head, but that's not super warm. We're not talking 80s or 90s in Fahrenheit. It's toque and coat weather. Remember this culvert I showed you a few minutes ago, earlier on when we walked by it the first time? Well, there's a little path down here at the side. And if I can get down here without dropping the camera or losing my mind, you can see it's kind of a neat little catch basin or reservoir area. Got a little tiny mini falls in here. And in the better weather, when it's warmer out, there's frogs in this little pond here. My daughter Lily has caught some pretty big frogs in here. It's kind of neat. And it's just kind of a neat little area for the way it looks and whatnot. Let's grab a photo. This is the head of the trail from the parking lot here at Pittock at the dam. And if I pan across here, there's that trail that goes out to the dam. You can see, I'm going to dial in the aperture a little bit here. There we can see. That's the dam. We were up at the top of that at the beginning of the video. And then you can walk down as we did. And there's another trail that comes through at the bottom here and connects up along here. I'm trying to smoothly turn the aperture ring. And this is where we are right now. So there's the path we just came up, and at the top of this path here is I guess you could call it the pump house or the waterworks house or whatever. We do have a plaque on the side. Let's see if we can zoom in and get a shot of that for you so you guys can see what it says. It's the Gordon Pittock Dam and Reservoir, built in 1965-1966 by the Upper Thames River Conservation Authority. That's the side of the building on the other side, and check out this cool looking camper on this pickup. I like it. You could do a lot of photo trips in that thing. Just noticed as I was leaving, I'm zooming in on the wall here, and they call this the Pittock Control Building. And this is actually Rivercrest Drive. I never did know the name of this road that I walk down all the time. So I'm back inside. We are back from our walk at Pittock Lake with the venerable little X-T20. I am still vlogging style shooting here. I'm holding the X-T20 on the Gorilla Pod, so my hand's on the Gorilla Pod right now. We are vlogging still, as this is a vlogging test. Thoughts on vlogging with the X-T20 after my walk down at the lake. Overall, I still love this camera. Image quality is amazing.
Functionality, usability, ergonomics, layout, button placements. Love the lens, the 18-55 2.8-4. Love the manual aperture ring on there. That came in really handy while I was vlogging. I thought that maybe not being able to see myself, because it doesn't have a flip up screen or a flip out screen. It does tilt up, but it doesn't come up to a position where you can see yourself. So right now I'm just guesstimating and I'm holding this where I think I'm centered. However, having looked at some of the footage, it doesn't seem to be as much of a problem as I thought it might be. The camera seemed to track me very well in AFC, continuous focus mode, and I seem to be able to get myself nicely centered or nicely positioned in the frame, despite the lack of an LCD that flips out far enough to be able to see yourself while you're vlogging or taking a selfie, as it were. So overall, the lack of the LCD, while I would prefer to have a camera that had a swing out LCD, and if I was doing a lot of vlogging, yes, I would use something like the LX10 or the Sony RX105 or the Panasonic G85 or something that has a full swing out LCD so I can see myself, because I do like to have that. However, if you're looking for an all-round camera, kind of a hybrid camera, do-everything camera, the X-T20 still may be your guy, because obviously you can vlog with it. The audio actually sounds pretty good with the onboard mics. That was my one other peeve, is I went to use my Rode VideoMicro and I hadn't realized, I hadn't checked before I left the house, that I needed a micro adapter. The 3.5 is too big. The jack is like a micro, the smaller one. I don't know if that's 2.5 millimeters. I'll have to check that for you. But that is a little bit of a pet peeve for me. It's always kind of a pain when a camera doesn't have a standard jack, especially in this case, a standard jack for a mic, and you have to use an adapter, because it makes it more of a vulnerable point when you put that adapter in, because it's sticking out and it's a longer, harder piece and it's less flexible. Sometimes you can get the 90-degree adapters. I haven't seen as many of those with the small pins. Point is, I would have much preferred it was a 3.5 jack. I can see perhaps Fuji didn't do that because the X-T20 is a smaller camera, and it is small and light, and I do appreciate that, but I still would have liked that jack to have been a standard sized mic jack. That said, overall, still loving the X-T20. Not bad as a vlogging camera, with those two caveats. The mic input size, it's not a standard, it's the smaller size, the mini or the micro, and the fact that you can't see yourself in the LCD, it doesn't swing out enough to see yourself. It still does pretty well as a vlogging camera. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think it does pretty well as a vlogging camera? Let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss it. Do you have any questions you'd like me to answer after having used the X-T20 as a vlogging camera? Again, remember I was using it with the GorillaPod, which really helps for vlogging. I haven't been vlogging in a while, so you'll notice I take little cuts and breaks, because actually my arm gets sore despite the lightweight and size of the X-T20. In any case, hope you like this vlogging test, this vlogging experiment with the Fuji X-T20. Again, if you have any questions, leave them below. I'll see if I can get them answered for you. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.